Welcome to Photoshop Lesson 6, which is titled Masks and Channels. In this lesson, we're going to learn how to do these things. Create a mask to remove a subject from a background. Refine a mask to include complex edges. Create a quick mask to make changes to a selected area. Edit a mask using the Properties panel. Manipulate an image using Puppet Warp. Bet you've never heard that term before, Puppet Warp. Save a selection as an alpha channel, view a mask using the Channels panel, load a channel as a selection, and create a pattern by drawing a star-shaped vector graphic with rounded corners. So when you look at these two that I have on the screen, this is what you're going to start with. This is what you're going to end with. You notice that her head is tilted up from when it originally started. You see some extra stuff around it. You see this star shape here, you see the shadow, I see her glasses are a different color than what they started for. So when you take a picture, a digital image is an opaque rectangle. To combine part of that image with others, you hide the area outside the subject. Or you might want to apply an adjustment layer or filter only to certain areas of a layer. The recommended way to do both is by using a mask, which is a way to mark areas of a layer as transparent. The way masks work is similar to applying masking tape to panes or wall trim before you paint a house. Masked areas are protected from being changed. Using a mask is more useful than deleting unwanted areas of a layer because it's reversible. For example, if you notice that you accidentally trimmed off part of the subject, a mask will let you restore the trimmed area to correct the mistake. In addition to color channels, an image can contain alpha channels, useful for saving and reusing selections and marking transparent areas for an entire document. It can be challenging to paint or draw a mask or channel edge that precisely follows the non-sharp border of a subject such as fuzzy hair. Photoshop provides automated tools to help you quickly create complicated selections and masks. Masks and alpha channels don't print and aren't visible. You'll see their effects only on visible layers. In this lesson, we're going to create a graphic for a podcast. The model was photographed in front of a different background. You'll select and mask to quickly isolate the model over the final background. You'll also tilt the model's head up a little more and create a pattern for the background. So go ahead and open up this document right here, which is 06 start. If you get an embedded profile mismatch, just click OK. So we're going to click. After we do that, I'm going to go ahead and close this ending one because we don't need it right now. So click File, Save As, and we're going to go 06 working underscore your last name. Make sure you save it as a Photoshop file. Make sure it goes in your lesson 6 folder and then click Save. Click OK. Let's talk a little bit about masks and alpha channels because you'll probably see some of this again. Alpha channels, quick mask, clipping mask, layer mask, vector mask. What is the difference? I'm sure you're curious. So this just shows you this picture right here. Same idea. Image overlay that uses white, black, and gray areas to control which areas are visible. Choose the right one by understanding these differences. So you see a color channel. One of the visible components of a color image, for example, RGB. Anybody know what RGB stands for? Red, green, blue. Has 3 color channels, red, green, and blue, so it has it right there. Alpha channel, grayscale. Alpha channels exist independently of layers and color channels. You can convert them to and from selections or paths. Some formats like PNG marks transparent areas in a way that other applications recognize. Layer mask, specific layer in Photoshop, controlling which parts are revealed or hidden. And you'll see the time we've done this before, you have a little white thumbnail next to the layer thumbnail until you paint black in it. Vector mask is a layer mask of resolution independent vector objects, not pixels. Remember we talked about pixels versus vector images. Which one's clearer? vector. It's more important than being able to edit a mask with a brush. You create vector masks using the commands on Layer, Vector Mask submenu. Clipping mask, created when a layer masks another layer. Thumbnail preview of a clip layer is indented with the layer list with right arrow pointing to the layer before. I think we did a clipped mask before. A channel mask is a mask created using the tonal contrast in a color channel, such as the green channel in an RGB image. Creating channel mask is useful for advanced techniques for masking, color correction, and sharpening. For example, the edge between trees and sky may be clearest in the blue channel. And then a quick mask is a temporary mask you create to restrict painting or other edits to a specific area of a layer. Pixel form, instead of editing the selection marquee, you edit quick mask using painting tools. You now know more about masks and alpha channels than you ever thought possible.